Commerce, Georgia is where we start. It's Carol on the line. Carol, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Happy to. How can I help today?
So my question is, should my family, my husband and I, go after the dream job or just go get a bigger shovel? We're really struggling between the two.
Well, the answer is the dream job. Did you think I was going to say anything else?
Well, the thing is, our situation is kind of dire, I guess. It's a little severe.
So it's both. So it's both and. So let's talk about the both and, because that's what it is. I was kind of playing with you a little bit. This is a both and. There are going to be times in your life where the bigger shovel is the first step towards the dream job. And right now, without knowing any of the details, if someone tells me they're in dire straits financially, then we want to get stable first. And stability and getting out of dire straits using Dave Ramsey's baby steps, that is actually the first step to pursuing the dream job. We can't pursue the dream if we're dead financially. And so I think it's both and. So let's just talk about where you are financially and what this big shovel opportunity is.
Okay, so we have over $120,000 in debt. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I work a little from home. I run a VA business, but it's not anything that I love to do. I have 2 babies and another one due in August.
What's the business? What's the business?
It's a virtual assistant business. I'm sorry.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, go. Okay, keep going. All right. So how many hours a week do you do that?
About 5 hours a week, very minimum.
All right, gotcha.
It's not anything that I love, so it's not anything that I've really tried to pump up.
Gotcha.
And so I have 2 babies at home and a third one due in August. And so just trying to think about going back to work and the cost of childcare to offset, like just going back into work would be a lot. And then my husband, he is a delivery driver for a local company in Athens, and he makes $33,000 a year. And so that's basically what we're living off on, plus like just random gifts from people and meals and virtual assistant paycheck.
So what's the dream job?
So we're not sure of the dream job, but we have come down to like what our passions are and what our talents are. So for me, I love planning. I love production. I love presenting. Like I love the way making things look good. So I got to that when I realized like I'll watch stuff and like, can they have made that look better? Or like, can they have presented that better? And things that like really just irk me. It's like, well, maybe that's what I'm supposed to be doing type deal. So those are my like top things. And I love connecting with people. I'm a performer. That's what my degree is in. And then my husband, he loves connecting with people. He loves teaching. He's quick-witted, and he loves sports and tech and senior citizens. So it's just, I don't know.
Gotcha. Well, here's the way. I can't help with your husband's sweet spot without talking to him. And with you, I think it's pretty clear that you need to work. I mean, and let me tell you something else. He needs to get a better job. This is a hot job economy, a really hot job economy. And we are in a unique situation in the American workplace right now where people are willing to train you. You don't have to have the college degree. If they just know that you've got good character and you've got some raw skill sets, they'll train you. And I think for him, he's got to be looking at how can I go from 33 to 53 to maybe 63. And maybe he does that with a side job. Right now, we got to get you above water and you're underwater. That's a lot of debt. And you got a baby on the way, so you're limited. Here's my question. Do you have family and close friends near you?
Yeah, all of our family lives here.
Okay, well then childcare this is a serious conversation that may make some people uncomfortable, maybe you've got to ask for help. You are in, your words, a dire situation. So I want you, doing as much work as you possibly can until baby comes. Then you take your maternity, and then you get right back to it until we can get our head above water. We need 2 incomes. And if you've got family around you, you got to go to family, at least the ones that are potentially available, and say, I need your help watching the kids. And it's for a limited time. And then once we get stable and get things moving in a positive direction financially, then maybe we can look at daycare. But right now, you have got to make some headway. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do, yeah.
Now listen, you can do this. But the family's got to step up. They got to help. You got to ask for help.
Yeah, our family's been great. Like, our family steps up anytime. That's the thing, is asking. And so I didn't know if it would be worth, because I do have an entrepreneurial spirit. Like, that is just me.
Right.
But I didn't know if it'd be worth to try to pursue something entrepreneurial and just really go after it.
No.
Okay.
Now listen, let me encourage you. Down the road, that's why I said both and. Yes, I want you to get there, but right now, let's stop the bleeding. We're in the emergency room right now. Okay? And so that's right. We got to fix the bleeding. We got to stop the problem. So, two things I'm going to do for you. One, I'm going to give you a copy of Dave's book, Total Money Makeover. Okay, you're familiar with it, but I want you to actually do what it says. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. We're actually in the course right now.
Okay,
that's kind of what
so you don't need
all of it.
Okay, great. All right, so good news. Please do what Dave teaches. Okay,
yes,
because it works. Now, let me encourage you on something. Here's what I want you to do. Once we get the family agreeing to say, hey, we're going to watch the kiddos, and this is going to be a short-term thing. I don't know if it's a year, 2 years, whatever, but we've got to get you a really good paying job. I mean, immediately. And I don't even care, I don't care if it's hourly. It doesn't matter. But you have got a lot to offer. I think you go the direction of what you shared with me. You know what you're passionate about. You love production, details, making things look better. So I don't know if that's working for a home staging company. I don't know if it's working for, realtors. I don't know if it's working for a production company, event planning companies in your area. I don't know if it's just getting a good old-fashioned process detail type job where you're a part of, maybe it's a manufacturing company. Who cares? You need to be doing something that you're really, really good at. In the planning, maybe it's an administrative assistant job. You run a virtual assistant job. Maybe you get a good gig where you're making $40,000, $50,000 working for a CEO somewhere. I think you have to look at all the options right now to use what you do best, to do what you like to do most. And the things that you laid out there, I was just spitballing some ideas there, because what you bring to the table is extremely transferable and very, very valuable in this economy. So have that confidence and get out there and do it. And then once we get, start paying off some debts and we get our budget right-sized and we've got some margin, but right now, this is what family's for. And I'd cast the vision. This is a family meeting. Sit down and go, hey, we need your help for a season. We got a plan. When people hear a plan and they see a direction going forward, they're much more willing to step up and help. And I think that's what you have to do. And you'll get there. And then when you get you get your income where it needs to be and the budget where it needs to be, I like you starting a side hustle, that entrepreneurial spirit. That's when that comes in. And that becomes a side hustle beyond your job. And I know you got the babies, but you can do it. And you start that side hustle, and that becomes extra money to get you out of debt even faster. And then eventually you build that side business to the point where you step from that day job that's been helping you get out of debt and helps you get out of debt, and then you walk right into the entrepreneurial venture.